Good morning, everybody. It's been a while since I've been up before the sun was up. Quite a while. It's 3:30 in the morning now. Gotta be honest, that pillow changed my life. I slept like I haven't slept in a week since getting that. If nobody knows the backstory, I forgot my pillow at home, and then I was like scrambling to find one in a truck stop, and some Loves only have the little tiny ones, and I found a Loves that had a big one, and I was even dreaming. Yeah, hold on. I already did my pre-trip. I always do my pre-trip before I go live with you guys, or before I record with you guys. But I log it now because I forget. But don't worry, I already did the pre-trip. Don't worry. Anyways, I always do this is maybe it's a weird habit, but I always pre-trip. I know there's going to be the guys that are the greatest truckers in the world now on the thing, but I always get out and at least give it a quick walk around before I go on duty. That way, if something needs to be fixed, we can start working on that, and I can go back to bed if I need to. So that's why I do it the way I do. I get it. I'm on duty. I'm working, but I still log it. But you don't want to start your 14 and then discover that there's, oh God, I got a tire blown. And I'm not at like a big chain truck stop, so it's going to be hours before anyone gets here if there was a tire blown. Who cares? Who cares? People get real dorky on YouTube. Like, you didn't do that the perfect way. You're an unsafe truck driver. Oh, good grief. I've been at it for 10 years. No one's dead yet. I'm halfway there, but besides that. Anyways, the pillow changed my life. I was even dreaming last night. I was dreaming that I had a friend, Gary, that was like my best friend. And then Gary really, I don't remember what he did to betray me, but he started to get on my nerves and he wouldn't leave me alone. So I started taking judo classes. So next time Gary came around, I could really kick his ass, right? And I never told Gary I was taking judo classes, but he really kept annoying the shit out of me. And when I would see him, I wouldn't say anything about it. And then one day, after I went to a few judo classes, Gary came up on me and started annoying me again. I threw him in a sick headlock and said, "Gary, you ever gonna fuck with me again?" And Gary whined and cried. Gary was a Pomeranian. I don't know if I mentioned that. But anyways, he still loved me. Even after the headlock, he still wanted to be my best friend. So I was a little sad to wake up from that dream, because a friendship like that is rare. It's hard to find a friendship like that. You get mad at your friend, you throw him in a headlock, and he comes back the next day and he wants to lick you and sniff you and cuddle with you and get pets from you. Yeah, that's a real G right there. Old Gary. I didn't know that was the joke, but it is, I guess. So anyways, I was mad at Gary when I started this, and I was going to say anybody that's on Team Gary, you can just unsubscribe, but I think we all love him now. So cool. Good on you, Gary. Good on you. Anyways, so we've got 260 miles to Flagstaff. I could have done more yesterday, but I'm going to start running out of time. And what's the point in recapping when resetting when you can keep working? I don't stop to hang out with people on the road, and if I do, it's for the 10-hour break, not a 34. So anyways, we got to do that, and then we have to get back to Albuquerque to get a trailer, and then we'll probably just stop there, get up early tomorrow morning, run to Oklahoma City. We load at 3 p.m. in Oklahoma City, so we got to get up real early tomorrow. And then from there, we have 2 full days to be in Denver. It's just a drop and hook in Denver 2 days later. So I can adjust the clock accordingly on that one. If I need to slow it down a little bit and get me back some hours, we can do that. I'm not scheduled to take time off for another 2.5 weeks or somewhere in there, 2 weeks. Yeah, right around 2 weeks. So I don't want to be dicking around with resets. I get bored. I have nothing to do. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at right now, guys. I don't have much else to say. Gary's all right in my book. He came on a little bit too strong. Maybe the judo was a little bit of an overreaction on my part. It's hard to say. Oh, and the thing I wanted to talk about, last night's video, sometimes I'm not clear in what I'm talking about, I guess, and that's a me problem. When I was talking about trucking and recessions and things like that, I was more focused on over the road, because that's where I exist, right? And of course, there's plenty of local jobs, plenty of different types of things you can do in trucking if, say, your job goes away. So there's always options. You were right. Some of you were right to call me out on that, okay? But I was talking more just about over the road, I guess, and I should have clarified that. Because to me, in my mind, that's really the only kind of trucking. I want to, if I'm going to do local, I might as well go back and sit in a cubicle. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't work for me. So I agree to a point, but when we're talking about over the road, sorry, that was my fault for not clarifying that specifically. Too late now, the video's out. We are definitely feeling the effects of not a great economy, and that's regardless of if you're owner operator, lease operator, or company driver. My company, I'm in a decent spot right now. I think I was gonna say good spot, but let's say decent. Let's downgrade it to decent a little bit, where they have a lot of contracts, and right now it's kind of just outlast the other guys and hope they're not hiring like crazy. Maybe hope like a driver or two quits a week and they're not trying to replace them, and then I think we're fine. That all is said though without knowing the inner workings of their contracts, and I could be completely wrong about all of that. We're definitely feeling it. There were people saying the safest and most skilled will always have jobs. Safety keeps you in it. It definitely does. You don't get 10 years out of it because you're out here getting tickets, wrecking trucks, getting DUI, shit like that. So safety definitely does keep you in it. The most skilled, though, can be sometimes applicable. I always say that word wrong. Applicable or applicable. Maybe you could say it both ways. I don't know. Sometimes that can be true, but for the most part, no one cares. I don't think that the most skilled applies to most things. Even in over the road, though, it does have its applications. Like me, for example, I don't run the Northeast anymore. There may be a time in the future where that changes, mainly because it's a pain in the dick to run around the Northeast, and it does take a higher level of skill and patience that after 10 years I'm kind of running out of the patience part, if I'm being honest. If you're a guy that runs around like the middle of the country, skill don't really apply. I mean, you could be mediocre at best and you can keep this, so you can keep doing it. That's why I like running across Nebraska, because like, hey, even though I'm mediocre, I'm good at Nebraska, baby. And that's good enough sometimes. Sometimes that's all you need. But yeah, I feel like maybe the most skilled part, if I'm being honest, is a little bit of a cop-out and a little bit of if I say this, I'll feel better about myself. I'm not trying to like kick your dicks in the dirt or whatever, however you say it, but it's a little bit of a cop-out. It is. Skill definitely applies to some things though, but are the people talking about being the most skilled, are they doing the most skilled things? Maybe they're doing oversized and heavy haul. Maybe they're crane operators. That takes a sort of skill set, because some of those cranes are trucks, right? So you need to like have a CDL to do it. So maybe they're a crane operator. That definitely would require skill. There's a lot of examples, but when we're talking just straight up like over the road trucking, no one cares. No one really cares. It's not like your company ever looks at it and they're like, you know, I was gonna give this load to Frank, but you know, Todd over there can back a truck up a gnat's ass, so I'm gonna give it to Todd instead. No, they don't think about that and they don't care. But yes, there were some counterpoints you guys made that were accurate, so you're right for that. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys soon. These goofy ass weekend dispatchers. Look, I got my safety vest on. That's how you know I'm working today. That's how you know I'm working. So the whole thing is just screwy right now, whatever it is that we're doing. So if you guys remember, I think I talked about it. My plan was to come here to Flagstaff. From Flagstaff, bobtail out for some reason, go to Albuquerque, pick up an empty trailer, take that empty trailer over to Oklahoma City by tomorrow evening, get that loaded or dropped, whatever we're gonna do, and take a load to Denver 2 days after tomorrow. Right? Y'all following along? That made sense to me. It didn't make sense because it was a lot of miles. I get to this place. Well, first of all, weekend dispatch changed my load. Let's do whatever. Let's just, anarchy, just complete chaos. Let's just do whatever. And he took me off of all that and said head back to Santa Rosa, New Mexico to pick up today, which is 450 miles away, and I've got 7 hours to go. It's really pushing it, but I could get there like last minute type of thing. But today, this afternoon, to be in Phoenix tomorrow morning. Well, that's fucking goofy, because that's 540 miles. I have to sleep sometime, right? So say I get all the way there, they have it loaded by 5 p.m. I get up at 2 a.m., right? Which would be 1 in Phoenix. I mean, yeah. But if it's a heavy load, there's some mountains out here, 540 miles. There is mountains out here. I mean, my God. They don't give me the weight of the load, but it's like pet food and stuff like that. So I imagine it's up around 40,000 pounds. When you drop down here south of Flagstaff, going into Phoenix, I don't get it. I don't really get it. So we would definitely be late on that. I don't know why we've done this. So much for me wanting to run recaps. And it looks like it can be done, but the whole thing's gonna be like, oh, I gotta hurry, I gotta go. We all like to make money, but we don't want to be like pushed to drive like that, because that's when things go wrong. Then you're getting road rage, you're trying to whip around people. It's just crazy. And I could get all the way to Santa Rosa today with maybe a few minutes to spare. A few minutes. He should have just left it alone. He should have just left it alone, whatever the hell he's doing. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I'm waiting for a response from him. But he should have just left me doing what I was doing. And that's kind of the thing. I don't necessarily have a problem with the guy, but it seems like every weekend he comes in, completely changes the plan, and then I'm like, what do you want me to do? So I don't know. I have no idea. What I'm going to do while I'm waiting for a response from him is get back in the back here and make me some damn breakfast, because I'm starving. And he can figure it out. And if I'm late, if he says do it and I'm just late to stuff, screw it. I don't care. I don't care. That's the way I feel about those things. If you put me in a position to potentially fail, well, then we fail together, don't we? We go down as a team. Talk to you guys in a bit. All right, what's up, guys? I'm exhausted. I realized something today from my earlier story, that Gary is the name of the SpongeBob's pet, the snail, right? I believe its name is Gary. So I guess I either, in my dream, subconsciously ripped off a running SpongeBob gag, or the SpongeBob rave in Chicago is still in my head. I don't really know. I'm not going to take it out, but I started to feel bad about it. It's literally the dream I had. I'm serious. But I'm like, people are going to call me out on that. But I'll leave it how it is, because then I got to record that whole part over again, and I'm way too lazy for that. Way too lazy for that. So what else today? It's just not a fun day. I mean, I am just wore out from whatever day we had, and I didn't really do that much. Well, 567 miles, but I mean, my dispatcher, or the weekend dispatcher, is just on some silly shit right now. So I noticed after he sent that load, it didn't give me the pickup address, right? So first I messaged him and I said, hey, I mean, I can go get this, but I mean, I don't even think I can make it to the pickup today. And I was right. I'm about 2 hours away right now with an hour and a half left on my clock. what's the point, right? And I'm not going to just drive into Albuquerque and be like, where should I park? So I parked before I got there. At a casino that apparently I heard, I can report back in a later video, the Route 66 casino, I heard that if you show up and you get a player's card and you show your CDL, you get a free steak dinner. That's what I heard. So I'm going to take that free steak dinner and stop stressing myself out about a load that I can't make it to begin with. And I might have had a chance to make it there, but then you guys, if you guys do I-40 quite a bit out east, they're doing construction and it was just backed up forever. And I'm like, well, there goes that. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go enjoy a free steak dinner then. Okay. But I noticed that the address to where I'm picking up didn't come over. So I asked him after, he's like, oh, just do your best, which is a silly fucking thing to say. It's a truck. It's a truck. I'm a truck driver. And I'm not fresh off the boat, as they say, 10 years. If a guy with experience says, hey, I can't make it, do your best isn't really an answer, right? It's like, okay, well, you know what? I already told you. So I'm going to pick it up a day late. It's supposed to be in Phoenix by 10:30 in the morning. Younger me used to get really stressed out about those. Oh, real quick, I want to give a shout out because I meant to do that at the beginning of this portion of the video. I was in a really terrible Love's near Gallup, New Mexico. Just awful, awful place. And like all the Loves, right? Just absolute garbage, right? Like all of them. There we go. There's new haters right there. I love Love's, motherfucker. I ain't talking to you no more. It's crazy how easy it is to set people off with just my silly little videos. Somebody just unsubscribed. But anyways, I was walking out and there's this little area, like there's the door and then the little glass area where there's the other door, and it's very small on this Love's. As I'm walking out, another dude's walking in and he goes, hey man, I watch your videos. And I'm like, oh shit, should I run? Like, are we cool or what? And he's like, yeah, I like them. Okay, cool. Not most people. I mean, the numbers are there. Most people do like them, but some people don't. And I was like, okay, cool, man. Yeah, so we talked for a few minutes. And I wasn't completely awkward this time when I shook his hand. So thank you, sir, is the point I wanted to make. A lot of times when, you know, you run a channel, it's all you hear is the negative. Even when I look at my comments every day where you guys are like, hell yeah, you're a badass, you're the man, the negative is so much louder, right? It's just so much louder. And anytime someone stops me and they're like, I watch your videos, it still shocks me to this day. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. But when they have something positive to say, that's really cool. And I appreciate that because I don't know what it is about me and about my videos that pushes people's buttons, some people's buttons. I have no idea. I'm just a harmless guy that says silly shit on the internet. I don't know what's so offensive about that sometimes. I really don't get it. Needed to grab my vape. So thank you. And anybody that's done that in the past, which has happened a time or two, I appreciate you. My vape is full of junk on the top. I'm gonna need to clean that up. Anyways, oh yeah, we're still doing a video. Oh, we're still recording. Sometimes I forget. Anyway, dispatcher never gives me the address, right? So I asked for it. I don't know what we're doing over here right now because he says I don't have the address. I'm still waiting to get it. This isn't a brokered load, sir. This is one of our customers, sir. What the hell do you mean you don't know what the address is and you're waiting to get it? Well, if you don't know what the address is, I don't know either. Let's see if he sent it. Because if not, like, I have a point to make, but let me check this first. No address. Anyways, yeah, I mean, if they're not going to have their shit together, I don't care. Look, I'm doing my part, right? Let me put this back in real quick. I'm doing my part. So if I'll probably send a message before I go inside. Hey, can't make it today, but I still haven't got that address either. So if you could send that over as soon as possible. But I got to pick it up tomorrow. But the point I'm trying to make is younger me used to really let stuff like this stress me out, right? You know, dispatch would make, I get it. Sometimes it's the decision they feel they have to make, or is the decision they have to make. And it's really easy for them to just pass it off on the truck driver and say, well, do your best. And they were fully expecting me to get there today to pick that up. I can guarantee you that. There's not enough time. There's not enough time. What do you want from me? You know? So, I used to really let it bother me, and I would take all that pressure on me, and I would, this is years ago, guys, okay? Times have changed, but I would do like crazy stuff that like, okay, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I get within 40 miles, I'll just PC there, and that way I can make sure I'm being a good boy and I'm picking up that load. I no longer do that. I no longer do that. If you make a decision that doesn't make sense, I will communicate to you why I can't do it. And then if you come back and you say, just do your best, it's documented. I did my best. And that's the best I can do, all right? So I no longer let these things stress me out. I'll go pick it up in the morning. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I can leave here at 1:30 about. Might not quite go that early, but maybe 2. Maybe 2, I can get up and I can go get it. Sure, if I have an address. Can't just go to drive around. Oh, I have a town? I'll just go drive around. The reason I know it's one of our customers is because it has a specific pickup number. However, this pickup number is used by a few different contracts, is what I'm trying to say. And when they didn't send an address, they didn't even send a business name. The fuck do you want me to do? Drive around town asking everybody with a loading dock if they happen to have this pickup number? Because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I don't let it stress me out anymore. You know, I communicate, I say all I can say, I move on with my life, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to enjoy my free steak dinner tonight. If that is the case, I'll report back. I'll let you guys know. And if that is the case, we all need to know about that. We all need to know about that. I always push it back on them, is the point I'm trying to make. They're content, dispatchers in general are content to just push it off on the driver, say, hey, I signed it to the driver, he didn't get it done. And then we take on all the stress of it, and then we're doing dangerous stuff on the road, and we're doing things we probably shouldn't be doing to get the job done. Not anymore, son. Not anymore, son. You make a bad decision, I inform you of why it won't work, and you stick with that plan, well, you got to live with it now. You got to live with it now. This is not a me problem, sir. You'll see that I drove all day today, sir. And you'll see that I'm too far away to make it today anyways. What do you want me to do? Go to Albuquerque? Fuck you, man. I'm trying to have a good time out here. I'm not trying to hang out in Albuquerque. I'm just kidding. I like Albuquerque. It's a nice city. I really do miss it. Lived there for a long time. Anyways, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to get this video put together for you. Maybe get my video game set up to play by itself. And then after that, I'm going to go in and check out this free steak. Talk to you guys soon.